Welcome to this explainer. Imagine holding one of the absolute rarest, most prestigious digital assets in the entire gaming world. We're talking about a legendary Free Fire account rocking that ultra-rare V badge. Now imagine just giving it all up in the blink of an eye. Today, we're unpacking a story that absolutely sent shockwaves through a massive gaming community. It's the wild story of the day a top-tier gamer supposedly sold his digital soul and the incredible, unexpected twist behind exactly why he did it.
Okay, let's dive into this. 5 crore rupees. Let's just put that into perspective for a second. That is a staggering, completely life-changing amount of wealth. And according to the initial panic within the gaming community, that was the exact price tag slapped on Tonde Gamer's legendary main V-Badge ID. He casually dropped an absolute bomb on his close friends, telling them point blank that he had officially sold his prized account to a really wealthy buyer for 50 million rupees. So you've got to wonder, why on earth would a massively popular creator ever do this to their community and to their career? Well, to pull this off, Tonde constructed an incredibly believable lie. He confided in his inner circle that he was actually dealing with immense, hidden financial stress. He talked about having these massive loans hanging over his head, stressing that he desperately needed a solid real-world backup plan. His exact, really sobering words to them were, "I can't do YouTube forever, I'll get old." Honestly, it was a brilliantly calculated move to make this insane sale sound like a tough but totally necessary adult decision. He laid it all out for his friends, painting a picture of incredible extremes. On one hand, he claimed this massive payout would clear all his loans, completely settle his life financially forever, and hey, even buy him a luxurious 2 to 3 crore BMW. But the cost? The cost was brutal. He would permanently lose his highly coveted V-Badge. He'd lose his carefully curated friend list. He'd literally have to start completely over from scratch, playing on what gamers call a noob or a bot account. He was essentially telling them he was trading his entire digital identity and legacy for extreme wealth. But to make this unbelievably drastic move seem real to his squad, Tonde knew he needed undeniable proof. They wouldn't just take his word for it. So he systematically dismantled his in-game presence. He actually changed his famous ID name. He officially left the TGR Guild, transferring his leadership completely away. And when he logged into voice chat to play with his friends, he was actually using his friend Nox's old, super low-level account. He wasn't just talking about selling it, he was actively proving to his friends that his legendary account was already sitting in someone else's hands.
And guys, the reaction from his loyal squad, Shubo, Twins, and Roshan, was just pure, unadulterated shock. They literally could not process what was happening. His friend Shubo was so frantic, so deep in denial about Tonde losing his beloved ID, that he aggressively pushed back. He told Tonde, "If you had just told me you needed money, I would have sent you 6 crores. Shubo even frantically, though jokingly, offered to sell a body part just to lend Tonde the cash so he wouldn't have to give up the account. The sheer panic and desperation you could hear in their voice chat was completely genuine.
And this brilliantly illustrates the deep philosophical clash Tonde engineered for this exact moment. When his friends were pleading with him, bringing up their deep emotional attachment and the rich history of that account, Tonde played the role of the ruthless pragmatist absolutely perfectly. He just argued back, "If you stay hungry, what will you do with the emotion of an ID?" He forced his friends into a corner, making them confront the stark, uncomfortable reality of real-world survival versus digital sentimentality. He fully committed to the bit, pretending he prioritized cold hard cash over years of cherished gaming memories.
So, it all comes down to this point. Did he actually go through with it? This is the ultimate question that had his friends and his audience completely holding their breath. Would a top-tier gamer, someone who built their entire career, their community, their whole livelihood around a single digital identity, truly throw all of that away just for a massive one-time paycheck? Is the money always worth more than the legacy you've built?
Well, if you are feeling stressed out for his friends, go ahead and take a massive sigh of relief right now. Kaisa Lagamera Mazak, which translates to, "How was my joke?" Yeah, you guessed it. It was all a massively elaborate, incredibly well-orchestrated prank. The legendary V-Badge ID was perfectly safe all along. Tonde hadn't sold his soul, and he certainly hadn't sold his account. He just put his closest friends through an absolute roller coaster of emotions to set the stage for something much, much bigger. Now, let's pivot to the really fascinating part. The actual why behind this whole account sale prank. Why put his friends through that intense emotional pain? Look, he didn't do it just for a few quick laughs. Tonde specifically orchestrated the emotional devastation of this prank to directly mirror the very real emotional and financial pain of being scammed. This fake 5-core sale was actually a brilliant Trojan horse designed to deliver a massive public service announcement. See, his viewers were constantly messaging him during live streams, begging him to help recover IDs they had lost to scammers. So he realized he needed a dramatic, unforgettable way to grab their attention and address the issue head-on.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because Tonde wanted his community to understand the devastating anatomy of exactly how these account trading scams unfold. It usually happens in 4 brutal steps. Step 1. A player gets tempted to buy a high-level ID or sell their own for some quick cash. Step 2. The vulnerable player sends the money, or even worse, their precious login details. Step 3. The scammer instantly takes the asset and completely blocks the player across every single platform. And Step 4. The absolute harshest reality check. Cyber police or YouTube support generally cannot step in to magically recover that lost money or account. Once you hand it over, it is almost always gone for good.
And it gets worse, because participating in these trades isn't just a huge financial risk. It goes directly against the official rules of the platform itself. The Garena Partner Program rules are crystal clear here. Buying accounts, strictly prohibited. Selling accounts, strictly prohibited. Engaging in any form of account trading can actually result in permanent bans from the game, which renders the account totally worthless anyway. And nobody is safe. Tonde noted that scammers don't just target everyday fans. Even established top-level YouTubers have been scammed out of huge amounts of money trying to buy or trade accounts.
So at the very end of the video, Tonde dropped the prankster act completely and gave his audience a direct, highly serious warning. He looked right at them and said, "Be careful, be alert, I am never going to sell my ID." He pleaded with his viewers to stay far, far away from the dark market of account trading. The risk of losing real, hard-earned money or an account you've literally poured countless hours into is simply way too high. He utilized the immense shock value of his prank to make absolutely sure this critical warning stuck permanently in the minds of his fans.
Which really brings us to the core emotional takeaway of this entire explainer. For dedicated gamers, these accounts are an emotion, not just a price tag to be bartered with. A long-held gaming ID represents a deeply personal digital legacy. It's built on thousands of hours of playtime, incredible, unrepeatable memories with friends, and a deep connection to a community. As Tonde beautifully explained to his viewers, his ID is what helped him build his entire life. It's a part of who he is. It is definitely not just some commodity to be recklessly traded away on the internet.
This entire prank ended up being a brilliant, outside-the-box way to teach a really tough lesson about digital security and the true value of the identities we build online. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final, provocative question to ponder. If someone walked up to you today and offered you 5 crore rupee for your absolute most treasured digital memory or online identity, could you actually bring yourself to hit that sell button? Think about what really holds value to you. Thanks for joining me, and stay safe out there in the digital world.